Thank you for inviting me and us, of course, of the team of the Roman ships of Zwammerdam, because we have a beautiful task to restore a very famous maritime collection, the ships of Zwammerdam. And what I will try to do in the next paper is to give a little bit of history on the discovery of the ships, to tell about the importance of this collection and the start of new ideas on connectivity along the North Sea. And I will sketch the situation on our restoration project now because it's a long-lasting project. So it's good to show to give an update of the situation, and I will say something about the future. But let's start at the beginning. First, to let you know where we are. We are on the other side of the North Sea, on the lower German Limes, and we will talk about discovery of the Roman ships near the Roman fort of Nigrum Pullum in Zwammerdam. You said that Wouter and Leen will not attend at this meeting, but they were talking. They should talk about the same fort. Because there are also recent excavations there, and they have a lot of good ideas in connecting it to the people who live at the place where now where the Roman fort is excavated. I will talk about the ships that are excavated there. How the ships are discovered. You see in the north in the bottom part of the photo, you see the outlines of the Principia of the Roman fort. That was already excavated in 1969 and 1970. So the building of the healthcare institute, for which Leen also is working, the building could go on, and but after a few months of building the healthcare institute, the first Roman ship was discovered, and in a few months another one, and it took 3 years, and 6 Roman ships were discovered. You see here a picture of 74, and you see here the Zwammerdam 6 is excavated. What I say, there are 6 ships excavated, but the most important ships are the 3 barges, flat-bottomed barges, number 2, 4, and 6. And especially the Zwammerdam 2, the first real large barge that was excavated there. It was of great importance, and such importance as important that Peter Marsden, the excavator of the Blackfriars 1 ship, wrote to the excavator of our excavator, Maarten de Weert, our predecessor on this project. He wrote, "Let's talk from this moment. Let's call this kind of flat-bottom ships the type Zwammerdam ship." While he wrote it, some other ships were discovered in Zwammerdam. Here you see the largest of them, the Zwammerdam 4, 34 meters, more than 34 meters. And during the excavation of the Zwammerdam 4, also the Zwammerdam 6 was discovered and is also excavated. It's excavated by the University of Amsterdam. This collection was of great importance for the Dutch archaeology, but also internationally. And during the next years, it is added to the National Maritime Collection. So now it's the Zwammerdam collection is really of national importance in the Netherlands. The excavation, that excavation, a series of campaigns were from 1971, 72 till 74. And the excavations were very of high quality, so as high quality that we still can work with all the information on the ships. But maybe the best thing that happened is that the excavators, the researchers, have managed to salvage all the pieces of wood, and for 50 years on, there's work done on the conservation of the of all the archaeological wood. First, you see on the left the first tank. There were a lot of experimental there were a lot of experiments in ways, thinking of ways of conservation. The PEG method, the warm PEG method, was the best. And because of our project, I will tell later on, still there's a new tank designed. And in 2022, the last part of the Zwammerdam 6, and that's also the last stack of the wood of the Zwammerdam ships, was taken out of the conservation tank. So there was really 50 years on working on the same collection. The beautiful story is that it was all conservated. The problem is that in the situation you see here in 2015, this was the situation of all the wood, and this is just a part of the complete collection. So it's good to conserve it, but if you don't have a plan with it, you also have a problem which has a wideness of more than 10 containers. And that was the situation we saw, no, and we saw already for decades, and this is the situation in 2015. Wait a minute, I'll try this thing. Yeah. But the discovery of the Zwammerdam, of the ships in Zwammerdam, was just a start of a lot of other ship finds in the Netherlands of the same type. Some were discovered in Woerden, some in Utrecht de Meern, and there are also some other kind of ships on the other locations. So more and more, the Lower German limes became the place where a lot of ships were discovered, like the Woerden One, famous ships with a lot of corn on the bottom. The corn is we can derive from it the transport from corn from Belgium to the Lower German limes. A very famous, of course, is the Meern One. A lot of you will have seen this during the Limes Congress 2 years ago in the Netherlands. And not only in the Netherlands, this kind of ship were discovered. A lot of in Germany, like this example here in Arles, that's not exactly Zwammerdam type of ships, but part of the family of the Zwammerdam type of ships. So we have, with the discovery of the Zwammerdam ships, now it was just the start of a large family of Zwammerdam ships. So what we're trying to do is not only to look at our own ships, but bring all the ships together, and what is their role in the connection in the northern part, in the northeastern provinces of the Roman Empire. One of the things that what we're trying to do is, when you look at the dating of the ships, they're not just ships, but they're also part of larger strategies. When you look at the dating of some of these ships, you can connect them to the earliest period of Claudius conquering Britain, sorry. And you see that there's a stage in really strengthening the lower German limes. A lot of ships you can connect into that period. Of course, the period that there's the the wooden forts of the lower German limes became more and more built out of stone. You see a lot of ships in the second half of the second century, and probably the Zwammerdam too, and some other maritime fragments. We can bring in connection with the Severian operations to the Hadrian's Wall in Scotland. So the ships are not the ships, but the ships are part of the whole history of the Roman Empire. Another interesting discovery we have found when we combined all the data from the ships was using dendrochronology not only for the dating but also for the provenancing of the wood. And really, in the beginning of the 2000s, when the ships of the Meern and the Woerden 7 were discovered, new ideas came when we saw that the ships were not probably not only built upstream at the Rhine, but also downstream at the Rhine, but also we think at the Scheldt region. And a new idea was when we discovered the Woerden 7, also a Zwammerdam type ship in the city of Woerden of 2003. That we, for the first time, we saw a propulsion, we saw a rowing installation, which means that it was possible to bring the ships upstream again instead of only letting them flow downstream. That gives really new ideas on transport, origin, the place where they were built. These are just some highlights in new research, which we try to combine to tell more, to use the ships not only to describe the ships, but to use them as in their role as transporter. But of course, the flat-bottom ships are riverine ships, are for navigation, for inland navigation. And there are some ships, seagoing ships discovered in Bruges, in Guernsey, and of course the famous Blackfriars ship in London. And what we are trying to do now is to map the routes and the routes and the transports, and to bring the relation with the ships and their loads. For the Netherlands, for the continental part, it's very interesting how the routes, what are the lanes, what are the maritime routes inland, but also on the sea. What you see here is some ideas of how the ships could have sailed and connected. Of course, important is that because the ships are riverine ships, that we need some transshipment harbors like Kolijnsplaat, from where the ships from where the loads could be possibly could go on, could cross the North Sea. And what we also think is that such a reason, there's quite a new idea that the whole region in the Western Netherlands could be one logistic region waiting for seasons, for tides, for new loads from other regions. So we think that the limes, thinking of the limes, is not only one of military and defense, but also a lot of logistics. And to do so, we have of course a lot of contact with a lot of you. There's more and more contacts from the archaeologists from the continent and the UK. So the last 2 years we have worked in a group with a lot of regions. You can see the regions colored on the map. We are working on a project bridging the North Sea, in which we really want to discuss things like that connectivity. We want to describe the coastal communities in all these areas. It's important to get knowledge to understand the changing of the landscapes. Of course, the exchange of materials and culture. Now, one of the best methods to do that is using material culture, and the main goal is to understand the connectivity of the continent and Britannia. We want to understand and to learn about the sea lanes, and basically we want to know who are the travelers and what are what are they doing, who are they, and how normal it is to get across the North Sea, and how are the contacts to and fro. What we're trying to do is just make an action plan at this moment. And we also think of common exhibitions and publications, and how to let people and communities around the North Sea participate in that. We will present that in December in Museum Park Archeon, and what we do, what we really want, or what we offer, is that our action plan could be used by everyone. So I invite you all to look after the December the 17th to the website bridgingthenorthsea.org, and use that action plan, and please get in contact with us. You will see who is connected in this program to work together on the connectivity of the North Sea in Roman times. But we started with the collection, and we saw the containers, and we saw a lot of wood, tons of wood, and could there also be a future for this heritage collection? There was one important development, because the Lower German limes, like other parts of the limes, was joined to the rest of the frontiers of the Roman Empire as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And in that nomination period, a lot of parties joined in how to rebuild the limes in the Netherlands, and making more visitor locations, and to take care for important collections. And of course, the Zwammerdam collection it is one of the main collections of the Lower German limes, and also very appealing for the audience. So we started a large restoration project. It's really we started with in Museum Park Archeon with a lot of parties. You see all the logos underneath. Just some pictures on how we started with one small frame and a lot of wood, of course, with a lot of events. But we really have to invent every step. You see, it's a lot of work with a lot of hands. What you also see in the middle picture is that we make a combination of restoration of the original material and adding new built ship wood, because we have the problem that our wood is divided in thousands of pieces. But that gives us the possibility, a unique possibility, to bring it back in its reconstructed ship form. So what we are doing, and I think that's a very special on our project, is we're building the whole Roman Zwammerdam fleet back in the original form. So the audience in the new museum will see a fleet of Roman ships, and when they come closer, they will see that it is mostly of original material, just with some additions. What you also see on the right is that every piece of wood is lying flexible in frames, and the different layers of wood and connections are carried by small iron steel bridges, which makes it possible uh, um, um, to take it out for cleaning, but also for research. So we got a very flexible but beautiful ships we are trying to build. And because I say that it's not only the reconstruction, but it's not only restoration, but also reconstruction. We have some historic shipbuilders working on the boats. There's also the one steering oar that we have, a very unique steering oar, which is a large problem in restoration, but because of that, we made a large reconstruction of it. And what's the situation where we are now? The Zwammerdam 1, just a small parts of a small canoe. It was completely flattened in 50 years of conservation, but the team has managed to bring it back in its original form, as you see in the left. The Zwammerdam 2, we already mentioned, the name giver of the Zwammerdam type of ship. It is finished. We have completely restored it, and it is um, it is in the exhibition room already. This is the Zwammerdam 3 discovered in 1972. A kind of combination of the canoe and the Zwammerdam type of flat bottom ship. What you see here is that half is discovered and the other half is added. You can see the specialized work which is done in the restoration wharf in Archeon. Just some pictures to show how precise the work is done. So you see half of the ship is reconstructed and half of the ship is original, because we want to show real ships. And you see also that this is a formal visit, but all our restoration wharfs are open for audiences. The larger ship, number 4, that we will reconstruct and restore and reconstruct in the new museum. But at this moment, the last 2 years, we are only busy with bringing that wood on new planks and cleaning it, because cleaning from the PEG that takes two years only on this ship. The Zwammerdam 5, that's a fish bun made out of a canoe, and it's already in our museum. What you see here is a reconstruction that is made in the museum of in the archaeological park in Xanten. And the Zwammerdam 6, that wood is already cleansed completely now, and it's now organized so that we can really can restore it for the next few years. So I think that the Zwammerdam 6 could be ready in 2027. That is what we are planning now. Interesting is, and what is very useful to know, that our restoration project is a combination of professionals and volunteers. And that volunteers are just a small group of 10 or 15 volunteers who are really specialized last 5 years in restoring this ship. And everyone brings his own experience from his professional life into this project. And also a part of the Archeon personnel helps with restoring the ships. The beautiful part is that the World Heritage, that the heritage collection of the Zwammerdam ships will more and more be the collection of the people who live in the area where the ships were discovered. Well, to end this paper, what we of course do, I already mentioned it. We are working at this moment on the National Roman Maritime Museum as an expansion of Museum Park Archeon. Some of you were at the Limes Congress in 2022 in Archeon, and you saw deputy and board members of the municipality signing some declaration of intention. Last week there was a very important meeting that gives us the possibility to make the next step. It will also be a long way to do it, but we will work on the national. We stay on working on the National Roman Maritime Museum, which will more and more tell the story about logistics in the northern provinces of the Roman Empire. And it will also be a UNESCO World Heritage Limes visitor hub. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you will keep you informed. And if you want to know more about bridging the North Sea, you're welcome also to that website. Thank you very much.